Hey everybody, welcome into the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. We have a awesome interview planned for you guys. We got Erica Roby, aka Blue Smoke Blaire. I know you guys have seen her all over. I'm going to say the internet, but it's all over TV too. It's like everywhere. Like everywhere you turn to, there she is, and rightfully so. I mean, she is badass, and she's been kicking names and just doing it awesome.
You say kicking names?
Did I?
No, I like that. I was going to, speaking of kicking names, Blue Smoke Blaire. I want to ask her, like, where'd that come from? Because that doesn't, I don't get it. Erica Roby, Blue Smoke Blaire.
Well, I already know the answer to
this.
this.
You do know the answer to this?
I do. Yeah,
okay.
her middle name is Blaire.
That's what I was going to go with. Okay.
Right.
That was going to be my guess.
Well, I feel stupid.
The cat is out of the bag.
Clearly, I have not done the research that y'all two have done.
None of the research. So we have that coming up for you just in a few short minutes. But I do have to. Can I get a quick story? Do we have enough time to get a quick story in before?
Yes, let's hear stories.
So I was at the grocery store Sunday, and I'm checking out HEB plug. I'm at HEB, and I'm checking. I'm putting my stuff on the yellow conveyor belt, and this lady comes up to me. She's like, "Excuse me, sir," and I'm like, "Oh, she's trying to like cut in, right?" She wants like she's got that one item. She's like, "Can I jump in front?" Or
I just have the one thing.
There was something that she needed right there in that little convenience aisle. You know, talk about the little drinks or the candy bars.
The one where they get you for extra money.
Right.
I need that Reese's Take 5.
Exactly. Yeah. The aisle that they jack up like 500% markup on, but they get you. But anyways, I'm sitting there and she's like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" She was like, "I'm sorry to bother you, but," I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." She's like, by chance, are you on TikTok?" And I'm like,
"Oh, shit.
Yes, I am."
No autographs.
And then she's like, "Are you grab them in the brisket?"
Do you call everything a bitch?
And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Holy crap." And she was like, all of a sudden she motioned over to her husband. Her husband was hanging in the wings.
He's being shy?
I got people staring at me. I'm like, I'm fixing to go next in line to start scanning my shit up. And super awesome people, super kind. They're like, "Hey, we're huge fans of the show. We love the social media. We follow you guys." I think his name is Josh. Look, that whole moment just caught me by surprise.
Your brain went blank?
I forgot everything. I'm like, I turned around. I was like, "What am I doing?" And then literally on cloud 9 all the way home.
I wish I was there.
Yeah. And so they were like, "Hey, huge fans. We love you guys. All that stuff. Good luck." And I'm like, "Thank you." Like, what do you?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
But
how'd you make it out of the door with your head that big after that?
Right. Good thing Jan wasn't there. Good Lord.
Right. So shout out to, I think, Josh. He follows us on social media. It's something to do with Fox. I'm not really.
I saw something, some kind of comment saying I saw you at HEB, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
There it is. So hey, we appreciate you. It was nice running into you. That was my. And of course, I had to come home and like just, "Hey, babe,
everyone,
hey, Emma, daughter, like, I'm famous."
I got stopped again.
Laura's like, "I don't care. It's Mother's Day. Like,
right.
Stop talking about yourself."
Exactly. But yeah, my claim to fame. But it's not about me. It's all about Erica today.
I feel like a little bit you want it to be about you. A little
bit. Everybody wants it to be about them a little bit.
No, that's freaking awesome. Honestly, I'm jealous. I wish I was there with you. I'd have been like, hey, I do it too. I'm there too. You recognize me too? That's awesome, man. Good times. Before we get Erica in here, do you guys want to do some hot off the grill barbecue news?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just got a couple things here. And play that through a couple times just to make sure everybody knows it's the hot off the grill barbecue news. Brought to us by the MBBQA Barbecue News Magazine. The first thing I got here is, if you guys are familiar with the Brea Bakery, I guess it's pretty well known, pretty big. They got a lot of their products in different grocery stores around the country. Well, they have teamed up with the Grill Dads, who is on Food Network, and they're doing some kind of big, huge contest giveaway. Basically, you turn in a recipe using one of the Brea bread products,
right,
and you have a chance to win a year's worth of their bread, a Ninja Woodfire outdoor grill, free groceries, the Grill Dad's cookbook, the Grill Dad spices, and more. I don't know all the rules and stipulations, but I do have a link that I will put in the description below to share with y'all, so you can figure it out your dang self. But that's cool. I don't know.
Nothing to hate about that. I mean, a free grill like the Ninja. I haven't really seen too much about the grill, but a free grill and then like a year's supply of this bread.
Yeah, free bread is free bread.
It's just the same as bread.
Right, but it's free. So
it's free.
That's my favorite kind.
And you can grill it.
Right, and that's the other thing. I was reading a little bit about the bread. They're saying like this bread, when you buy it, it's like they called it par baked.
Yeah, partially baked.
Yeah, so it doesn't dry out when you do grill. So even if you aren't gonna get in the contest, try this shit out. Maybe it's really good.
Right.
Tag us if you do make something with it. The only other thing I have is that the Barbecue Showdown Season 2, we've been talking about this for a hot minute. I do have an actual date. It's May 26th. It's coming up. It's probably, by the time you're hearing this, it's like a few days away. Mm-hmm. Y'all check it out. There's a lot of folks. If you're following any of the barbecue folks on social media, you'll recognize a few faces on there. So,
yeah, and shout out to Tina Cannon. She was on Season 1 that won it. Mm-hmm. I saw her on Season 3 of Barbecue Brawl.
Really?
Yeah. So check that out.
Well, there you go. That's all I got for the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news. All right, let's play some commercials real quick here from one of our friends in the Oddpods Media Network, and then we'll get Erica in here and shoot the shit. This episode is brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual-sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high-heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high-torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick-draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoe.com.
Hi, I'm Dave, host of the Beer in Front podcast. Every week, I'll talk about a beer that maybe we've forgotten along the way while we're getting those check-ins and badges. Sometimes I'm going to talk about a new beer that has potential to be a classic. You can check out the podcast wherever you listen, or you can catch videos over on YouTube and TikTok. Remember, sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet. Cheers.
There it is. Love nothing more than talking about beer. If you guys haven't checked out the Beer in Front podcast, he does a good job, and his episodes are pretty short, at least the ones I've listened to so far. Short and sweet, and he tries like 2, 3, 4, sometimes more beers in one episode, so it's pretty entertaining. Yeah, I don't think he's really drinking all of them because he doesn't seem super hammered by the end, but maybe he is. Maybe he just really holds his alcohol.
Maybe he's just more manly than you are.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that. It's probably accurate. Bottle.
Hey, Erica, thank you for jumping on the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. We really do appreciate it. We're obviously huge fans, and thank you. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
No, I'm so happy. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. So I'm not sure if you remember us, and hopefully you'll say yes because John's going to say like, of course she does.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
Of course.
Or whatever
we
else.
hung out for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, for a couple of minutes in 3 or 4 days.
We didn't hang out, but we were both in the same parking lot.
Right.
So
we definitely met.
Basically hanging out.
Basically
best friends.
Hanging out.
I mean,
best
that's
friends.
enough time. You know, we could have ended up on Maury. So
That's right. That is enough time to end up on Maury
Exactly.
for sure. By the way, Erica, you are not the father.
come get all these chickens. Ain't mine.
That's right.
Exactly.
I love it.
But yeah, we were up there in Fargo with you. We were cooking with Chicks to Smoke.
That's right. That's right. John's better half is the proud owner of Chicks That Smoke, and we got invited up. And John, she's the proud owner, right?
She is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just the assistant.
Yep, assistant owner of Chicks That Smoke.
Assistant to the owner.
Assistant
Right.
manager.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Were
but
we
yeah,
talking about something about like your tailbone
yes.
or something?
Me?
I feel like we were having that conversation about like your tailbone. You hit like a rough patch of turbulence.
Oh, yes, we did. You, John, you were flying on an airplane.
Oh, that's right. I was all beat up that.
And you,
yes.
it was like when it had a rough landing.
Yeah, I was walking funny for like 2 months.
Ugh.
Oh man,
I probably wouldn't say that.
that's how it was, man. That's
probably
just
would
the truth.
It's too much information.
These things happen, man.
TMI.
Hey,
He's
this is all
not
honesty
used to
here.
sitting
Did
in the
you-
real seats. He's usually sitting in
Those
the
jump
seats.
seats.
No,
Right.
this definitely happened when on a jump. This was before we flew up there. It happened.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
The
this
one
was-
day you went to
I
walk
thought
that
she
year.
had threatened you within an inch of your life and yanked you up.
Yeah, she probably did.
Probably did, and that's probably accurate as well.
I pulled you aside. I was like, blink if you need help.
Right. Yeah.
Don't
She
worry,
walks-
he just fell down the stairs.
Right.
right. It's
Fell on a doorknob again.
yeah. So John is so let's go back a little bit. So John, you had a rough landing on one of your flights, and you weren't expecting to land, I guess, or that rough, and it just bruised your tailbone.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really remember the whole. It was a long time ago at this point.
You're the-
Like this is refreshing my memory just talking about it.
Yeah.
It was a rough landing. That's all I
John has
remember.
amnesia.
I do.
Yeah, you don't want to tell
I
her.
hit my
about
head
it.
as well, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
Thank you, Erica.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
thank
workman's
you.
comp
Thank
on
you.
that? I mean,
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he works 1 or 2 days a month. So
A year.
it wasn't. You didn't have to like call in sick or anything. That's what I'm
Right.
saying, right?
Right.
There was
right.
no time off.
They weren't expecting me.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
have to like. There was no recordable.
It's fine.
He just went home and didn't go back to work for 2
Enough
months.
about me,
You
honestly.
know?
This is
This
good.
is great.
Let's just change focus here.
Okay. Oh, we got Erica. Hey, Erica, there you are.
Oh, God, I was so into this tailbone saga. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
what?
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thank you, by the way. That's so good. Oh, man. So, obviously, I mean, you have been kicking ass and taking names in this barbecue frontier, right? It's been primarily, I guess, ruled by men, right? Historically, men have been kicking ass, taking names, and then
Not recently.
no, you're right, you're right. And but yeah, this is like the last
love it.
like. I feel like there's always been women in barbecue. So my mom was in barbecue. So it's not like I want to take away from somebody who goes like, well, I've been in barbecue for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, right? I get that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the emerging of women just kicking ass, taking names in barbecue and owning it. It's here, and you're proof that doesn't matter, right? It just cooking's cooking, right? And determination is determination. So
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So how did you get into this, Erica?
No, so mine was I was on maternity leave and I was working. I was an assistant wine director at a restaurant in San Diego. And then the bigger my belly got, the less days I got scheduled.
Right.
Right.
That's some
So I was
bullshit.
like-
That's some
I
bullshit.
was like, I see the writing on the wall. I was like, guys, I get it. You don't want me selling wine. Yeah,
Right.
I get it. I was like, I'm gonna go home.
It's hard to convince somebody with like if you're showing to buy wine. I thought wine sold itself.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like the seductiveness of the bottle shape and all this, and you're buying into romance. And then here I come, like huffing over, and I'm opening the wine on my like 8-month pregnant belly,
stabilizing the bottle on the
resting the bottle on my belly, like talking about the wine, and like I see everybody at the table is just like sobered up and horrified, and now they're like, "Oh, that's what happens after we drink the wine."
Right. Like people are like, "Oh, I don't know about this." You're like, "Hey, trust me, the baby can't taste the alcohol from here. We're fine. Okay, nothing to see here."
Exactly. So I was just like, okay. I was like, let me just go off in the sunset with my dignity. I get it. I'll come back. So I went on maternity leave. And then once my son was born, I was kind of just like homebound and I didn't have anything to do. So I would like talk to my dad on the phone every day because I knew like he couldn't run away from me. He had to answer my call.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, I know you're home. Answer my call. And so, you know, we would just kind of talk about everything under the sun. And so then my dad started talking about like he always wanted to open a barbecue restaurant or a barbecue food truck. And then we kind of like, we started like going with that. And then we both realized like neither one of us knew how to barbecue for like a restaurant. So this was going to be a colossal failure. So then I got this wild hair. I was like, oh, I know. I'll start competing. I've seen like competition barbecue shows on TV. I'll start competing. And then, you know, we'll let the world tell us like that'll be our test kitchen. If our stuff sucks or if it's good.
I feel like we're on the same wavelength right now. I feel like we're running the same gambit you're running right now. We're just like, no, let's just start doing competitions and we'll let the world tell us whether we're good or not. And that'll tell us whether we can go forward, right? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then I realized like, when I finally got into it, I realized that competition barbecue isn't like restaurant barbecue.
Yeah.
But thank God I didn't know that then, or else, you know, this journey would never have happened. So I didn't even have a grill yet. I signed up for like 8 competitions because I would always go on the Barbecue Brethren chat board.
Yep.
And all the people are like, oh, you got to sign up because the spots get taken up in California, blah, blah, blah. So I don't even have a grill. I signed up for like 8 competitions. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know fire management. I don't know what I'm doing. And so then I ended up, I was like Googling the people I saw on TV, like Myron Mixon and Harry Sue. And I saw that Harry lived in California and that he had a barbecue school, like a 1-day barbecue school. So I was like, oh, this is great. I can just drive up there and just spend a day and like figure out what's going on. So I did that. And then as soon as I got in that class, like, I knew that I was right where I was supposed to be. And I had been like trying to come up with like my barbecue name, you know, and like my last name's Roby. So I was trying to think of like all these cool things that could go off of Roby. I had a really awful one at first. I was like, oh, Rib Rub Roby. Like, oh my God.
Rib Rub Roby.
I love it. That's so good.
So terrible. Like I'm on Zazzle making a shirt, you know, a team shirt.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, this is awful. I'm like, no. And so then all of a sudden, like, I was like, well, maybe I'll just go with my middle name, Blaire. What goes with Blaire? And so I was just like looking at stuff. I'm like, what are barbecue terms? And then it was like, oh, you know, blue smoke, the thin blue smoke. Like, that's what you want. That's success. So I was like, oh, Blue Smoke Blaire. That's great. And then probably about like a month later, one of my friends sent me the Dolly Parton Blue Smoke song. And I was like, I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan. So I was like, it's meant to be, you know? So I go to Harry Sue's house and he's like asking everybody, oh, who's a competition pitmaster, who's doing, you know, competitions and stuff. And I wasn't going to raise my hand or anything because I knew like I was a fraud. I was kind of hanging in the back. Like I was like, I have like a charbroil or something that I put together and have extra screws still hanging out.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, no. I was like, I bought a bunch of pine wood because I didn't know the kind of wood you cook on. Like, It was really bad. It was really bad. And then I didn't know math right. So I got like this discount on a cord of pine wood. So I thought a cord was like a bundle of pine wood. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this will be great. I'll get a few cute little bundles, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like a truck came and I freaked out.
Oh my God.
4x4x8.
I was like, you got to take it back. And I lived in San Diego in like a little box. Like our driveway was my patio. It was awful. And the truck was like, where am I putting this? And I'm like, back at the store where you brought it from. Oh my God. But yeah, so then Harry was like, "Oh, what's your team name? What's your barbecue name?" And I'd never said it before out loud or anything like that. And so, like, very dramatic, which is the case for me. I like jump up and I'm like, "I'm Blue Smoke Blaire," you know, like the lightning, the heavens, everything.
Yeah,
everything came out. But as funny and as corny as it is, as soon as I said it, I knew that like I had truly actually like breathed life into something, into the universe. I just didn't know what it was going to be, but I knew that I was on the right path. And then the world shut down, so there was no competitions, thank God. And I spent like that year just, you know, cooking every single day, all day long, going on Instagram, talking to people, learning how to barbecue, figuring out how everybody made stuff so pretty on Instagram. And I really just like got my chops up. And then it was during that time that Food Network slid into my DMs and they were like, "Hey, we're interested in you. You know, would you want to talk to us? You know?" And so I went and I was like, "Sure, why not? Like, I'm just sitting around a house and heck yeah, I would go somewhere for a week on your dime. I don't care if I get on the show or not. Yeah. Like, I just want to stay in a hotel room by myself with no baby and no dogs and no husband. Like, this is great."
That's John's life.
Right. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll go. I was like, Ice Road Trucker, I'm there. But no, so then like a year passed and I never heard anything. And I was kind of bummed out by that. But then I was also like, wow, they looked at me like, and I'm very early on. This is so cool. So then I just kept going with it and I actually started competing. And so then I started competing in Kentucky. That's where my first competition was. And I went all by myself. And I like drove down there with like 2 little Smoky Mountains and everything in the back of a rental truck. I slept in the rental truck, everything like that. And so everybody there was kind of looking at me like I had 10 heads because they were just like, "Where's your team?" And I was like, "It's right here."
Yeah. Good morning. Hello. Yeah. Love it.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and this is also my first competition. So we're going to learn everything, you know? And the guy just like looked at me with big eyes and he was just like, he's like, "Here's the best thing you can do is just try not to get disqualified." He's like, "That will be a win for you today."
That's very arrogant.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of
okay.
jackass.
Whatever.
I like low bars. I was like, okay, just don't get disqualified. That's okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so then he was like, I was like, "So where's my space? Like, where do I go?" And, you know, I'm looking like Sanford and Sons, got everything in the truck. Like,
yeah.
And so he's like, "I'm going to put you right up front so I can keep an eye on you." And I thought that was like the sweetest thing ever. I didn't know it was because like he didn't want me messing with all like the real barbecue people in their rigs.
Right. Set something on fire.
Yeah, set something on fire, run somebody over. Like, so I was just there. And I mean, it was stressful, but I loved every minute of it. And I did everything by myself. Like, I had my little Harry Sue notebook and I was just sitting there like flipping through the pages, like getting everything ready. I'm like, okay, time to do pork, time to do a brisket, like, you know, everything. And I did it by myself. And then this guy, like you were saying, you know, mentors and stuff, this guy came over. I was trimming chicken by a little lantern in the middle of the night because I was like, well, it's not comfortable sleeping in my truck, so I might as well just stay up doing stuff. And he was just like, "Hey, do you mind if I sit with you? I'll tell you, I've been doing competitions for 30 years, you know, stuff like that." He'd been in it forever. And he was just like, "Do you mind if I like kind of tell you what we do here and how things go?" He's like, "I don't want to step on your toes." And I was like, "Please, by all means do." And so he just like sat with me and he just ran down, gave me like 30 years of barbecue experience in one night.
Yeah.
And he became my mentor.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're like, can you slow down again? Yeah. Just slow down a minute. Okay,
that's the barbecue community right there, right?
Like, I was like, so it's called a Packer brisket? Like, you know?
Yeah, right.
And so I literally, like, he became my mentor. His name is Bill Magerlin. He's the pit boss and chief at Thunderhog Barbecue, grand champion a million times over. And I couldn't believe somebody like that would like come over and talk to me when clearly I was like a hot mess and I didn't even know. I was like controlled chaos. But I guess everybody was talking about me, like, "Who's that girl? What in the hell is going on?" You know? And I had no idea because nobody said anything to my face. But yeah, so it was just like after that, I kept in touch with him, and he'd be like, what competitions are you going to go to? And I was like, oh, I'm going to sign up for these and these. He's like, all right. He's like, if I can, I'll try to make sure that like my rig is like by you. Are you still sleeping in the back of a U-Haul? Like, what's going on? Like that. And so he's like, you need to bring somebody. He's like, you really shouldn't do this by yourself. So I was like, well, I don't have anybody, but I'll try. So I was heading for my second or third competition at this point, and I was about to leave out early in the morning and drive out. And then all of a sudden, like, I see headlights, and my mom is pulling down my driveway, and she jumps out, and she was just like, hey, she's like, I'm going to go with you. I don't know what this is, but, you know, let's do it together. You need somebody? I'm your road dog. And so I was like, okay. I was like, get in, girl. And so we started competing together. And then all of a sudden that became my barbecue team, like me and my mom to this day. We go everywhere together and we compete everywhere and do everything. And then, you know, Food Network called and they were like, come on down to Texas and, you know, show us your stuff. And so then that happened, and that was insane. I didn't realize I was an introvert until I went on that show.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that at all.
Like, I am great. I'm like a great keyboard. Like, I am great, like, on social media and stuff. But, like, when there was actually just, like, prolonged for weeks at a time, like, 80 people in your face 24/7, I realized I was like, I like to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm an introvert. This is awful. But it's exciting at the same time. Let's just figure it out. So that was really just kind of my journey. That's how everything happened. And that's how everything like kind of keeps happening.
Yeah.
So that's me.
I'm not going to lie. I just sent a note to
cool.
myself. And one thing you said, well, a lot of things you said, right? So, but one thing was the controlled chaos, which, by the way, I think is a phenomenal name for a barbecue team. Because and it is. That's what every barbecue competition really is, in my opinion. But so your very first competition, maybe not your first, because I think your first, you're kind of new. You're kind of not naive, right? It's a different word, but you're just. It's so new. You don't really know you really don't know the anxiety should be there yet, right? So,
I didn't know what to look out for. Really.
But since you've gotten into it, so now when it gets time to the cutting, right? It gets time to slicing the brisket, or maybe you're doing the money muscle for pork or whatever, right? Now, like how much more hyper focused are you now when you're doing that versus when you first started, and you're like, oh no, it's fine, just cut it, it's good, right? It's just very willy nilly kind of deal, right? But now, like for you, am I right with that? Are you so hyper focused? And like every detail is happening at that point, right?
It's a different game.
Like down to the millimeters,
That's
like
right.
down to the way the wind is blowing. I use tweezers to like make sure that the bark is perfect. You know, my first like maybe 4 or 5 competitions, I was just plating it like I was serving takeout to somebody. I didn't know anything.
You're like, hey, here
Throw
you
in
go.
the box.
You good? Does that look good? Go, take it, right? Hey, I don't care if you fall. Just
See
go.
a brisket box, slide some mac and cheese in
Now when-
there. It's fine.
Hey, and listen, when you're walking with your food, how many times do you feel like when I'm walking with a tray in my hand and I'm taking it to the judge's tent? There's always this moment where I forget how to walk.
Yes.
Every time. I'm like,
What the
don't
hell is
trip,
going
don't
on?
trip,
But you're not
don't
that
trip.
great at it
I've
anyway.
been walking for a lot of years. I'm not going to say how many years, but all of a sudden, you give me a freaking tray with some meat in it, and I immediately forget how to walk.
Right.
And
You see like a 6-inch like hill that
Yeah,
you just kind of
yeah,
step on.
right.
You're
I'm like,
oh my god, I'm fixing
It's all over.
I better go around that. I better go around
Not
that.
even trying that little
Yep,
Grand Canyon
yeah.
right there.
Right.
Get a call for help.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Ridiculous.
is so true. It's so true, and I don't know where that comes from, but that is so true. Like,
So I don't know if it's because we put so much more emphasis, like obviously, like in the very beginning, and I'll equate this to everything else. Like when you're new to something, or when you're young, you just don't ever realize how hard it really is because you're having fun with it, and then once it becomes real, right? Like a real moment in sports or in cooking or anything in life, right? Once it becomes real for you, that's when the anxiety sits in.
Once there's an
a little bit.
expectation, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's almost like, well, not expectation. It's the not wanting to let anybody down. You know,
Right.
So it's
Somebody
that.
that's expecting something from you, so they're expecting you to do well. So you
Right.
have to.
You want to keep that up,
Yeah.
right? And so then all of a sudden it starts mounting, and you do well, and you're like, well, you have to keep doing well, right?
yeah. Like, I almost wish I failed because the pressure would be off.
Right.
'Cause
It's
I
Right.
much easier. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're failing, Food Network ain't calling, girl.
They ain't calling you.
That's right. So you're doing something right. I love it.
But yeah, and and that's like a whole other thing. I think back sometimes too, and I'm just like, I was so new to barbecue. I was so new to everything. And it seems like everything happened really fast for me that then I was almost like, am I like a child star? Am I washed up now?
Right.
Like,
hey, like, what is it? Punky
I
Brewster?
burned hot and fast for
right.
like 2 years. But
Corey Feldman, Corey Ames.
Yeah.
Am I one of
Like,
the Corys?
yeah, am I pulling a Corey? Like, what's happening? But I always think to myself, I'm like, what's next? Like, your ambitions never stop. Like, you're always like, oh, if I can just get this, if I can just get that, like, then everything will be fine. But then you get those things and you're still not fulfilled. Like, you still want more, more, more. So I really had to have like a come to Jesus with myself kind of thing. And I was like, look, you can always keep doing more and more and more in barbecue. Like, there will never be something where like you've done it all. That's why people could be in it for 30 years,
That's
you
right.
know? So I was like, you have to find fulfillment outside of barbecue that makes you a whole person. Because I was, for the past like 3 years, I was like Bubba Gump. Like, you would talk to me and I'd be like, there's Carolina.
Yeah.
There's
East Carolina, North Carolina. Right. Yeah. I love it.
All I did was talk about barbecue or something barbecue related. Anytime, any conversation, you could be talking about your puppy, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, those dogs, they come from northern, And that's like, you gotta be well rounded. You have to have balance. There has to be a balance to barbecue in order to make barbecue keep being fun.
What? Is that you, John?
What was that?
Okay. So I totally agree. John, get off your
Sorry,
phone.
John.
Something up.
Yes, I want to add to that real quick. Yeah, because we become snobs is what happens.
Yeah.
Right? And they were like, wait a minute, what kind of pork is this? Where was this raised at?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Is this grass fed?
I'm sorry. No, I need
Was
a
there
different.
a green Skittle by their trough?
Yeah, right. That's the thing, right? And so everybody's ordering everything in now, right? So Wagyu brisket is the king, and every competition. Are you cooking with Wagyu right now personally? Right.
Yeah.
So you're ordering in. So we've done the order in. We've done the Snake River Farms. We've done other places in here in America, in Texas, whatever else. I don't know if we have our favorite just yet, but that's the point I really want to make here, is emphasize here. It's like, we were once a team that just cooked choice and never cared, right?
I used to go to Kroger and then load up and head on the road.
Yes, right. And now it's almost this thing like, nope, we have to have Wagyu first of all. And I'm sorry, did you say Snake River Farms? I don't think so, right? That place is so saturated. You're not getting the correct. Yeah, you need to be moving on. Here, try this company over here. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? That's the mentality of it now, right? But
I really feel like we have to get away from that, because, like, I don't know, maybe for you guys, I don't know you, but like, we're forgetting like our real base. Like, the people who were like this in the beginning, that were like, what is a meat thermometer? What is this? Like, we're really not talking to them. I've noticed a lot of times on social media, we're kind of just trying to reinforce like our snobbery a little bit among our peers. But like, we're not going out there and trying to reach like who we were when we first started this journey. And we just wanted somebody to like break it down to a 5th grade reading level and tell me, what the heck am I looking at, Right. And I really feel like we've kind of lost our way on that a little bit, and we need to get back to that.
I totally agree. And one of the things, so one thing I'll add to this right now, and I've been thinking about this for a while, like the SCA, the state cook-offs. Have you done one of these yet?
I haven't. I just signed up. I just registered.
Okay, so it's a beautiful sport because they provide the steak. And that's what I think is so fair about it, right? They provide all the steaks. You draw a number, and in that order of the number, you will be able to go through and grab a steak off a table. So it's up to you to recognize what steak you want, right? And they're going to have like 4 tables full of ribeye steaks, right? And you get to go through one time, pick your steak, and then it's a snake method, basically, right? The last person gets to go first on the second round, right? So that makes it fair to me. So can you imagine going to a cook-off and they're like, there are no bringing, You get one brisket, and you're going to pick it from this table over here.
That'd be crazy.
And good freaking luck. You know what I mean?
There would be mutiny. There would be a war.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love
be
this.
trying to buy
and look,
spots.
and if you put everybody in a circle around this table, around, let's say, 100 yards away, because this is fair at this point, right? And it's first come, first served.
And fight for it or
And,
what?
no, you just got to run, get there, and grab your brisket and leave, right?
Oh, I'm taking knees out.
That's what I'm saying. This is
100%.
this
like
is how
this.
we make the sport
Oh, we
better.
need to do this.
I think
Yeah,
Jane just
but-
come up with a new Food Network show.
Only select
100%.
briskets. They're all select.
They're all select.
Oh, I love this.
They're all
we should
select.
do this.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, we may be hosting our very first Grabbing the Brisket cook-off here locally. If we can do this whole Mad Max Thunderdome style brisket thing that we're about to run out.
That's what we want to know.
Are you in this?
So in.
Let's
I am
do this.
So in.
Let's go. We got
people,
this.
Until people get in a fight and we get sued.
Doesn't
for
matter.
It.
We can't help when two people fight
Everybody
each other.
signs waivers.
That's right.
On Food Network, I had to every day try to outrun Eddie Jackson, an NFL player, to get to the pantry. I've learned some things.
Yeah, right. Learn the trip method.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
hey, what's that? Hey, look up. Yeah, right.
I kind of
Exactly.
did like the flying squirrel. Like I would hop and skip and go off to the side.
Yeah, right. I love it. Hey, Eddie, you dropped something. Just kidding.
I would like drop my bus top right where I thought he was going to run, like Wile E. Coyote.
Right. I love it. I love it. Go beep beep when you run by him. Yeah, 100%.
I get it.
You get it?
Like the Roadrunner. Yeah, I get it.
Hey, John has to over explain everything. It's
That's
super
great.
weird.
He does that with every joke.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everybody gets it. That's all.
No, right. No.
We may have the Generation Z's. They didn't have them.
They don't.
Right,
they don't
right.
have the cartoon. They have Cartoon Network, but they don't
not the
have.
same.
They don't have cartoons the way we.
They didn't go like we did.
Our
Struggle.
cartoons came on certain days of the week.
Right. If
and
you weren't there Saturday morning, you ain't watching
you
cartoons.
ain't getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was it.
that's it. Yeah, we'll see you next Saturday.
Right.
Now Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunners, it's too violent now.
Yeah, probably.
Crazy.
Probably.
Crazy.
And if your dad or mom was tech savvy and they knew how to do like the double VCR thing, so they could record things. I never
No, we didn't have that.
Yeah. So
I
that's.
never had recording.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It still blows my mind when somebody says, "No, you can record a TV station on your VHS, but you don't have to be watching that show." I don't know how the hell that works.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
How does
Back in
that
the day.
happen?
Back in the day,
Really? That's a
exactly.
thing?
But listen,
What?
I'm
my
a
God.
45-year-old man
Whew.
that still doesn't understand how the F that you could record something back then on another station, but yet watch something totally different on the same television. It still freaking blows my mind. That was technology we
I
had.
could figure out the rewind and the fast forward on my cassette player.
Yeah.
It's like I thought the rewind button would be the one pointing backwards, but it wasn't all the time. It was really weird. I don't know. Maybe I had a knockoff one.
All right. Wait, we had that one too. Don't worry. We know. We
It
know.
never worked. I could never find the same song again.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It worked. Yeah. It's so funny because you think of it a tape deck, right? You put it in and you're like, no. I memorize it's 3 minutes and 31 seconds in. I know where it is, right? Boom. I get there. I'm like, oh, is it side A or B though? Shit.
Yes.
I swear to God, it's here. Hold on, and then you kind of find out you're not looking at the minutes. You're looking at the minutes spent, not the minutes. I don't know. There's the thing there. Again, we don't fully understand.
Yeah, you're confused, but our younger
Tape
audience
decks.
is like, what are they talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh, and
tape
it's,
decks. Yeah,
tapes.
exactly.
and then it got
Cassette.
fancy. Like you could hit rewind on a tape and it would stop at the beginning of a song.
Oh, I never seen that. You had to fancy your shit. Yeah, that's that only child shit.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah,
that
we
one.
didn't have
Yeah.
that one.
So okay,
Did
so
it in my car.
So, and what I love about barbecue, and I will say, we'll go back to barbecue real quick.
That's a good idea.
And one thing I think that you said that I think that everybody should remember, and it's not just us, and even though we do remember this, and I think that we all kind of know this, and maybe in the very beginning we didn't really notice it, but the one thing that I think that you did really well, right, is that you had an idea, you're like, maybe I can do this, right, maybe whatever else, and then you researched, right, and the one thing you did is you found somebody locally, Harry Sue, which by the way,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could have found a better guy in your area, right? You're like, you know what? I'm going to go do a class. If you're trying to get into this, if you want to get into barbecue, you want to get into anything in life. It's not about just barbecue. Anything in life. Find somebody that's successful already and go emulate them. Go take a class from them. invest in yourself, invest money. It wasn't, I mean, well, I'm sure it wasn't an arm and a leg, but it is kind of expensive sometimes.
At the time I took it, I think it was like maybe $300 or like $285.
Yeah. For an all-day event, which, by the way, we're spending that kind of money going out to dinner sometimes. You know what I mean?
$4.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, if you think of how many times you stop at Starbucks in a month, then, okay, we could have paid for that thing. Erica, do you drink Starbucks?
Yeah, nonstop.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Yeah. But that propels you and that pushes you forward so much. You know what I mean? And obviously you take good notes and whatever else, but that's what gets you to that's what gets you to the next level. And if you're ready to compete and be successful, it's hard to show up and just cook something and turn it in and go, I'm going to be successful. It's a very narcissistic way of thinking about life, I think, or just a cavalier way of thinking, like, I'm just good. I'm just going to be good. And you're like, no, you're not. Like, everybody gets lucky, but consistently, you're not going to do well if you don't have the fundamentals. And that's what that brings to you and whatever else. So have you paid it forward yet? Have you started to do some cooking classes? If you're
Definitely. So part of the reason that I got this ranch down here in Texas is because I'm going to be starting a barbecue school. But I want to get, of course, women involved. But I'm actually going after like the youth and trying to help them get a skill and just get into barbecue. I just was in Minnesota, and I think it's like the president of KCBS. He gave a speech, and he did the statistics of like the age and the demographic of a typical KCBS member. And he was like, we do not have young people. He's like, it's reaching a critical point. Like, if we don't get the interest from young people, he's like, the average age, I think, of a KCBS member was like 50 or 52.
That's not good.
Yeah. And I was like, wow. I was like, oh my goodness. And he's like, when these people are done, like, we're going to have this huge gaping hole of where do we get the next barbecue people from? Where's the next barbecue family come from? So I kind of left there in that meeting. I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, well, I love hanging out with the youth. I'm always doing something. Even as a lawyer, I devoted and dedicated my life to the youth. I was like, so why not? Why not? Even if they think, okay, this is boring, at least that seed is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We don't have culinary class. Like, I mean, back in my day, I know I'm aging myself, but we actually had home ec at school, and I'm like, we have shop class. Why can't we have barbecue class? Like,
well, that's the thing.
So Texas now is doing it,
they
right?
do.
We had John Hill on, right? They're
Sean
Texas
Hill.
State champs,
and he just won. They won the thing. So,
and then next month they're doing the championship, the high school barbecue championship.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Hell
so
yeah.
it's like that's something like you have to do, and you need people to go out there and just like inspire the youth and make sure that they hear something that resonates with them. You can be cooking barbecue, but you can be talking to them about like life and what's really going on with them.
Yeah.
So, and that's something I found whenever I do. My chickens are getting really loud. Sorry.
No,
that's
good.
something that I found whenever I go places. Yeah, we're talking about barbecue, but we're more talking about just like life in general. So it's more kind of like little fireside chats that I've been having with people. And I realized that that's way more beneficial than just showing them how to do ribs my way or, stuff like that. So
that is awesome.
Speaking of that, if you want to divulge like any secrets or tips for ribs your way, what's the one thing that you think somebody should always be doing on their ribs? Do you have anything for us? I know it's off the cuff. So if you want to take a second, you can.
So for my ribs, the one big game changer for me was my mentor showed me to start injecting my ribs. Because I was like, how are you injecting ribs? Like, I'm not doing that. And I'm already placing really high. And he was like, inject your ribs. It can be anything you want. You can use apple cider. You could use root beer. You could use Dr. Pepper, Big Red, dilute it down, inject it in your ribs, and then do it every way that you were already going to prepare your ribs. And that has been a game changer for me. Like, I mean, I've been kicking butt. So
very good. There it is. Hey, hot off the press. I love that. Mm-hmm. Not hot off the press. We have that. Hot off the grill.
Hot off the grill?
Hot off the grill is our news.
Hot off the grill. Yeah. I'm not going to play it.
Okay. We have a sound bite. Okay. I'm just saying.
I could play it. I have a lot of sound bites I could play, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also going to try to interject there. It's
I
like,
got an unruly one.
Oh.
Check out that chick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
I was going to put it out there. It's like,
Smoke.
yeah, grab them in the brisket. That we are available whenever these classes or whenever these mentorships or whenever these cooks are going on. Let us know.
Yeah, we definitely we'll share the love. We'll definitely. Hey, we may show up.
Yeah.
We may be in the class. We don't know.
I love it. It's gonna be. I'm gonna host the first one. I think November because people won't die from a heat stroke.
Oh yeah, Texas, right? We know.
So I think November or October. I know people like the Royal and stuff like that would have just happened. So people's pocketbooks are like, we're dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe November or the end of October. I'll just do like a 1 day.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
just test it out and see how it goes and see the response and see what people like. I think I'm going to do the first one like a test kitchen to keep it authentic. Like you come and you tell us what you think.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea.
Well, let us know before you actually confirm the date and whatever else, and want to make sure that we're sharing
Is this going
this.
to be in the Houston area or is it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we're sharing the love and everything else, and we'll get it out to all 5 or 6 of our followers that we have. So yeah, there it is.
We'll be an army.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
And you live by me, so you got no excuse.
We don't have an excuse. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah. So so you're doing cooking classes. I honestly, did you ever think this would ever happen?
No, I didn't. I mean, my whole goal was to, have a restaurant, and that's like the one thing I haven't done.
Hey, you're not losing out on that. Just.
Well,
I
know.
Yeah.
Now I know. Like everybody tells me, do not do a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like do your barbecue school, get your jollies that way.
Yeah.
But the fastest way to hate barbecue is to become dependent on it for your income.
Yeah. Become married
Right.
to it.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, that's true. So I was like, okay. But I never thought anything. I think that was one of the really good things about my career thus far. Like, it probably sounds horrible, but like, I never had like high expectations. I was just I wanted experiences. Like, I never went into anything. I didn't go into Food Network. I didn't go into Memphis in May. I didn't go on to Good Morning America or any of those stuff. I never went down there being like, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to win. I'm going to be a champion. I was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the experience I was
That's
looking
so
for.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just getting there is a win.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I never even to this day, like when I go places, I don't walk in like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to crush it. I'm like, I'm here. Like, I'm excited that I got an invite.
Yeah.
And so it's just been like,
Humble.
it's been this beautiful progression that like, I keep getting invited back. I keep being able to go forward. I keep being able to excel and show barbecue love. And I've never been one of those people that's like walking around super like pretentious or anything like that. I've always still been like, when I walk in a room, I'm still nervous, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm still like, ooh, oh my God, there's that person. There's that person. This is so exciting. I can't believe I'm like breathing the same air as these people, And I don't think I'll ever lose that wonder. And I think if I did lose that wonder, I would probably stop doing barbecue or whatever it was I'm doing.
Yep.
Because that's not why I went into it in the first place.
Be time to move on.
Yeah. So it's been really good. And like, even like the bumps and the bruises, like, it's very hard. Barbecue is like a social media influencer.
Right.
Picking culinary already is hard because it is so oversaturated. But then like barbecue is such like a small margin of that it's very tough to, go out and get sponsorships and, get people that are willing to support you and like put their money up for you or anything like that. And it doesn't matter how good you are, or how great you are, or what you've won. Like at the end of the day, a lot of companies will just be like, we'll give you a product, but we're not going to pay for you. We're not going to, we're not going to sponsor you or something like that. They are getting so loud. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, you're good.
They're doing, mama, hey, mama, don't. Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
Hey, mama, what you talking about chicken for?
Don't cook
But
us.
no, and so I've seen like a lot of people, they just get so dejected and they take it really personally.
Yeah.
And they're cooking amazing barbecue. They're putting out great social media content. And I get tons of messages every day. They're like, nobody's checking for me. Why doesn't anybody want me? Why is it so hard? And so I'm very honest. I don't fake the funk. I tell them, I was like, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up to probably about 99 rejection emails.
Yeah. Right.
For people that I've been going after for years. And I'm like, what more do I have to do?
Yep.
For you guys to want me, but then there'll be that one that's like, hey, I'd like to have a talk with you. We'd like to have a Zoom. So even I try to let people know, like, even when you perceive like somebody who's making it, like, no, there's a lot of rejection. And it's just, you have to evaluate, like, how much do you love this?
Yeah.
How much are you willing to put up with in order to stay in the game?
That's right. Thick skin wins.
Yeah.
Having somebody say the word no to you and be able to get right back up.
You got to keep it fun, man.
And even approaching the same person said no to you, right? It's very hard for people to do just in general because nobody wants to hear the word no or anything else. And then once you do, you're like, well, you're out. And I'm the opposite. If you tell me no, it's a challenge at that point, right? I'm going to win you over.
Yes.
Right? So
I just know I haven't asked the right person.
That's right. Right. Hey, I'm sorry. Do you have a boss that I can talk
Is
to?
there someone else there?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to your manager.
I have to see the manager.
Yeah, and so I'm a very visual. Not visual. I don't have to. I don't have to like see it on paper or anything like that. But I have to visualize it, right? But once, and it takes me a little bit to wrap my head around what's going on. But usually, when I visualize something, I can obtain it. Right.
Yes.
I know that's a very like manifesting or whatever else. I don't know if it's really manifesting, but I think you have to see the angles and the nuances to what your roadblocks are going to look like, and then I think you really have to picture, like I still picture myself at the end goal. I picture myself obtaining what I'm looking for, and it's at work. I do this at work. I do this in my home life. I do this in barbecue or friendships or anything else. Right. I tack it all the same way. But yeah, I think that's a very good way of just like, it's fine. Like, I don't tell me no today. You know what? Tomorrow you're going to tell me no again, and you're going to get tired of telling me no. Because I'm so nice. I'm going to kill you with kindness.
Eventually, you're going to change your number.
That's right. Eventually, you'll put a restraining order in.
A guy did that to me one time. That was awful.
That is awful. You know what?
I'm sorry.
Here's the deal.
I couldn't take it. I'm sorry.
Here's the deal. Yeah. He will be, listen, whoever that is, they will call one day. I don't care if it's 30 years from now. One day, you're going to get somebody from that same firm, same company. You're going to be like, you know what? Yes, I do have time for you. I got you. You know what? Maybe you didn't have time for me then, but I got time for you now, right? And it's still that whole kindness thing. I'm just going to kill you with kindness. And I'm just going to, at home, just laugh because I won, right? I'm never going to laugh in front of anybody.
You're
right?
much nicer than I am. I'd be like, new phone, who dis?
Yeah, new phone, who dis? Yeah, I love it.
Exactly.
I know it's like, how do you smooth the rock down?
Yeah,
it's that constant rubbing of the waves. Like, so if you hear no, if you're trying to be, social media influencer, you're trying to do this as a career. If no makes you crumble, or if rejection makes you crumble, like, you're not built for this.
That's right.
So
find something else.
Where your other strengths lie, because if you don't have thick skin, like, it's just not happening.
And I will say this, it's a learned behavior, because I don't think anybody actually has thick skin in the very beginning. You just have a determination, right? And I think it's like, well, that didn't work, and some people will quit and some people won't, right? So it's just, anybody can do it. It's just, it's just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think that's the thing. Yeah, it is deep. If you actually think about it, it is
good. I like it.
So
willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
That's right, and be okay with it.
I don't know how many people would have like jumped out and did a barbecue competition by themselves,
Right.
That takes guts.
No.
Exactly.
But you have to be, whatever it is in your life that you're going after, you have to be willing to put yourself out there by yourself to see what you're really made of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you always have a safety blanket or a cushion, like, you're never going to see what you're really made of.
Yep.
Like, who are you really? So you have to be all by yourself and see exactly what you are made of to then know, like, I'm fearless.
Right.
That's right.
I have done it all. Like, I'm fearless.
Never going to take a leap.
I really advocate people, like even people that call me and ask me questions. Oh, I want to get in a barbecue. I'm like, go do a competition. And now, like SCA, like that would be perfect. Go sign up for a SCA. Like, do a competition by yourself and see what you see. Take notes and watch everybody and see how you feel afterwards. And that'll tell you, what you want to do or what you don't want to do. Maybe you want to always be in the big four and you don't want to ever cook a steak again. Like, but at least you'll know.
I like that. That's a great, and I'm gonna actually spread this. And or if anybody ever asks me again, I'm probably gonna say the same thing you just said. Do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rely. Don't go ask 10 people, your friends, and go because then you've got comfort in other people. But do it by yourself. Do one cook-off by yourself. And if you bring somebody after that. But that will tell you right there. That will tell you everything.
I don't think I want to do it now.
You could do it, John.
I'm sure I could do it, but I
John
don't want
could
to.
do it.
I don't want to do that.
James has done it by
That
himself.
sounds not
I've
fun.
done it. But yeah, it's.
I mean, I feel like I've done it by myself at some
Well,
cook-offs, but I don't like
Yeah,
it.
I love that. He's probably right.
The
Yeah.
beer was flowing a little too hard. So
I just remember, like, when after the judging was over on the first competition, like, I didn't get disqualified, but I had, like, I think I already told you this. I had, like, a whole stack of the yellow papers stapled to the back
Yeah.
of my score sheet, and I didn't have one in ribs. And I was like, where is it? How come I don't have the yellow paper for ribs? And so I was like, I went up to somebody and I was like asking them, I'm like, I'm missing my one for ribs. And the guy like looks at me and he goes, sweetie, you don't want those papers. Those mean you shouldn't be here.
Right. Right. Well, never mind. I guess y'all should take these back then. You're good. Yeah.
I mean, I had enough. I could have like blocked out the sun.
Jeez Louise.
just use those to stoke the fire next
I love
time.
Right.
I love it.
I wish I still had it. I'm sure I put it somewhere. I would love to read those comment cards again now that I know what I know. Oh, I would die.
Yeah. So, and I think so. You first cook off, whatever. At what point did you become like how far were you into it where you became very successful? Like your first.
When did you get that first walk?
First walk, right? What was that like for you?
That was after Food Network, the Food Network show.
Nice.
Like, it wasn't until that where I was just like, I could do anything. Like, bring it at me. Like, come on.
That's kind of a Food Network, right?
Yeah. I was like, I could be in my own tent, doing it at my own pace, like doing whatever I want with my own ingredients, my own injections. Like, I was like, my own knives. I was like, I'm never worried again.
Right.
So I think it was after that. I think it was actually 2 weeks after filming, I went to a Michigan competition. And I think that was my first walk. And I was just like, oh, snap. I was like, all right, Bobby Flay taught me some stuff.
Let's go. Yeah, so that's actually, it's not intriguing, but that is intriguing to me because, and I think it's food for thought right there. Like you're successful because of you, right? Your energy you bring to it, you're very charismatic. You bring a fun side to your persona, right? That you have, and I think that it shows, right? And that's, I mean, it's not, it's all, yes. Can you cook, right? Yes, you can cook. Can you? But you're actually selling yourself as well, right? So I'm not saying you're very commercial or whatever else, but yeah, that's
it's all one package.
That's it, right? And people think that I got to win. I have to be the best barbecue there is in order to get the accolades, in order to get to a Food Network. And you're like, I think you're looking at this all wrong. You need to sell yourself in that, right? And you need to own that process and become very natural in front of a camera. Become very natural in your own elements and whatever else, speaking and whatever else, and sell that portion of it along with doing barbecue and whatever else. And us as a group here, these are conversations we've had for the last probably, I don't know, couple of years, and there was talk at one point like, well, we have to win in order to. I'm like, yes, we have won plenty of cook-offs already, right? Yeah. We've had plenty of walks already. That's not what's holding us back from really anything. It's really just, it may just be us as people. As general, I mean, I hate to
Maybe
say
we're
it like
just
that.
assholes.
Maybe we're just not that commercial.
Am I not
right?
dressing sexy enough?
right.
Or what's happening
Hey,
here?
beer bellies and Coors Light
The
does not
thing
sell.
is-
You know,
The thing is, and I peeped this really quick. Like,
Yeah.
I was the only person who had never been on a show before. When I got the first day on Food Network, we all sat at lunch, and everybody was going around the table talking about how many Food Network shows they had been on, and it was really intimidating because I realized there's like this whole subculture of just like people that constantly get recycled on like Food Network shows.
it's not good.
And
No
so
way.
I was just like, oh my God. And so then when they were like, oh, you know, how many shows have you been on? I was like, I've never been on one. I've never been on any shows. And they were like, oh, she's going to go home first, you know? And they were laughing. And the thing, I know it was totally like a showgirls moment. I thought somebody was going to throw some pearls down the steps or something.
Damn.
But
Right.
but then when we finally got there, and after I got over the fear of having like 10 cameras within like inches of my face on every side, you know, the one thing I realized, I was like, I'm an attorney and I'm a criminal defense attorney. I have literally been on trial for all of my 20s, you know, where I'm trying to get the jury like, look at me, don't look at him, look at me, you like me, you know?
That's right.
And I realized very quickly on in the show that like I saw people who were amazing pit masters and they were just getting like eliminated, like pop, 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 pop. They were just falling. And then I realized, I was like, they're so wrapped up in the cooking that they don't remember that this is a TV show.
Yep.
Like, you have to bring some type of personality. They were so wrapped up in what they were cooking and how they were cooking, but they were forgetting to like sell themselves. And so I immediately kicked into my lawyer training where, you know, I stand up in front of a jury and I got my guy's life is on the line. This lady's life, you know, if I mess up, if I do one thing, she's going to go to prison for 30, 50 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So you can't make those kind of mistakes. You have to realize you and your client are a package deal. So when I was on Food Network, I was like, me and my client, AKA the food I was cooking, we're a package deal. So both of us have to hold up our end of this show. Mm-hmm. And that was something that I was always aware of and I never forgot. And so I slowly just watched people just getting eliminated. And I was like, okay, whenever somebody got eliminated, I'm like, was their food like the worst of the day? Or were they not bringing something that the show needed? You know, so I always analyze like how they were they silent? Did I never hear from them? You know, did they not cause any drama? Were they just like a wallflower, a houseplant? And so it was like kind of like playing two competitions at the same time every single day. And that's just kind of what reality TV is about. Mm-hmm. So you have to remember that. Mm-hmm. If you do go on a show, like, yeah, bring your A game, your food. If you got bad food, you're off. But like, there has to, the audience is going to have to identify with you and root for you. And if you're just being like Willy Lump Lump, like, you know, then nobody's going to root for you.
Yeah. Hey, brisket's good. Hey,
Brisket.
Hey, excuse me, James. So what do you have prepared for us today? I'm cooking some brisket, and I'm just going to put some salt and pepper on it.
Everybody's asleep.
This is how my grandpa made it.
I'm really happy to be here.
So you have to remember that if you try out for a show, I know right now they are doing a brand new casting for a live fire show. I filmed the pilot for the show, so it's amazing. But that is, if you go on jscasting.com, they are looking for pitmasters who are comfortable with live fire, and they are in the casting process because it is going to be filming pretty soon. So that's something that if anybody wanted to do it.
Are you looking it up right now?
Okay, Jane's like,
you can't wait like 20 minutes.
No, it's
come on.
JSCasting.com.
Right while the iron's hot.
Let's go, man. I'm just saying. I'm already in. I am already in right now.
Jan's
real
like,
people, real stories,
I already have
real
a call
talent.
From them.
We have a recommendation from Erica Roby, so if you could just put us at the top, it's fine.
I'm telling you.
Also, we come as a team, so I don't know how that works.
Like we're a package deal. We're multiple personalities.
That's right.
For one body.
I I was just on the way home on the phone, and I just said these words, right? So I always say a bunch of things, but I did say, I was like, I could be on TV. I could do it. I think I could. Yeah. I think I could do it. Now, would I be successful? I don't know. But I would be entertaining for sure.
Well, that's all you really need to be. You need to be entertaining. Like, Because think about the people when you watch a show, and this is something I always thought about. I'm like, who is going to be watching this show? What's going to be happening? And is it going to be played like in a hospital or like a waiting room somewhere? So it's going to be on mute with just subtitles. How do you make yourself interesting if the TV is on mute?
Yeah.
You know, and so those are my thoughts, and that just went back to my.
You really thought it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that went back to being a lawyer training. Like your body has to be entertaining. Your mind, like your posture, the way you carry yourself, what you're doing on the screen. Like you always have to do something entertaining.
That's right.
John,
That's right.
Just like
I'm
post
trying
up a
to,
little
trying to
bit.
make my body more entertaining over here.
So since you shot the pilot, are you on this show now or no?
No, we just shot the pilot down in Louisiana just to like want to see if the network would pick up this type of show.
Okay.
And now they are. So, and I can vouch that the show is going to be amazing. So I'm hoping that people will sign up and, you know, go through the casting process because I think it's going to be a pretty epic show. And that's all I can say.
Very cool.
That sounds awesome. We'll put a link for that down.
I'm signing up tonight. I'm just going to throw it out there, and I'm going to have like
No. We're all signing up.
We're all signing up.
It's just us on the show.
We should all sign up.
We should.
Definitely.
We should. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Do we get to have a team with you? Because I'm gonna get Erica and I'm gonna get Al Fragoni, and then that'll be my team.
Yeah.
And then we'll just win. So
That's fine.
Like Al should be his own show. Like I'm surprised he's not his own show by now.
he's
Like
pretty
on
entertaining.
Netflix.
I know. He sounds really. You're right. But he has even his voiceover is super good. Okay, it's just really good. I love that guy.
Just got a nice
Yeah, well,
accent.
so many people. There's like this unofficial like cult of Al.
Yeah.
And so many people are in love with Al. I love it.
Oh yeah. So we met him in Fort Worth. We went to the MBBQA conference there, which was phenomenal, right? And so he did the whole live fire. He brought out the Argentinian. I don't know what
big old whatever the hell that thing
it's
is.
the big cage. And,
Alamo.
yeah. And
I just put one together last night.
you did. So it was phenomenal, and he does and I've never seen. It was the first time I ever saw chicken. It's like spatchcocking a chicken, but you're doing it the other way. A
frog,
right? A frog.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, and I was like, "Why are we doing it like this? I don't understand. What's going on?"
You're not doing that right.
I was like, "What are you doing that for, like that?"
This makes me feel awkward. No.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, well, it's the same difference. You're leaving the breasts together, right? You're just going the opposite direction, and the spine stays intact.
Right.
You know, whatever else, breastbone stays
delicious.
intact. It's all delicious, right? He does a great job. That chimichurri he has is phenomenal. Yeah, and it's. I mean, I'm not saying it's simple, but
I have no idea what's in it. I just know you add stuff to it and it's delicious.
it's right. Yeah, John, you add some stuff to it and it's delicious.
Exactly.
This is how rudimentary John is.
All right, I'm going to edit Jen out of this episode.
Hey, just do stuff to it and it's great.
Yeah, this whole episode you're getting added. It's just going to sound like Erica's talking to herself.
I think
so.
John's had way too
fine.
many cocktails over
That's
here.
probably true. This
Yeah.
has been fun.
Yeah, it has been fun.
It has been fun.
Listen, I feel like Erica needs to be like a reoccurring guest, like
Definitely.
on this show.
Maybe we pull somebody else out.
With my chickens. I'll
Yes.
just be in
Right.
the corner with
Yes,
my chickens.
100%. You're saying me,
The,
John?
the realness and the authenticity.
I'm sorry?
What?
Authenticity.
Words are difficult with James as well.
Good Lord.
This is what alcohol does, right? It makes you have mush brain where you can't form simple sentences.
Mush brain.
I'd like
Yeah.
to apologize.
Same. There's words now in my 40s that I stumble over, and I'm like, you know that word? Did you have a stroke?
Right,
Like, why
right. Why are you stumbling? Yeah, I said something today, and I said it, and I said it again a different way, and then I said it again another way, and finally, I've got like 4 or 5 people standing around me, and they're like, with their eyes like really wide, they're like,
Are you okay?
"What the hell is happening to you?" And I go, gotta go. Why?
The word is
I had to walk away. I was like, and then as I was walking away, I yelled the word out. I said, "I told you I could say it." And I went to my office. I was like, "Don't talk to me."
I got a phone call.
Yeah, right.
I'm out.
I'm like, "Bring, hello, yep."
Okay, this is going off the rails.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. We always go off the rails.
Bluetooth call.
Yeah, right. Hey, this thing on? You're like, you don't have a Bluetooth in your ear. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, perfect.
I used to fake that because like I was poor, my parents would not buy me one. So
Yeah. Nice. It's like, hey, Erica, You single-handedly just made my freaking day, okay? That is the best thing I've heard, but I can see this because you have the hair, right? And you're like, I'm sorry, can you give me, you're like, hey, can you give me a second? Yes.
This thing on?
I got to call you back. Yeah. Karen over here is in front of me, and okay, bye. Click. Okay.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. But I got it from my dad because in our first car, we did not have AC, but he would make us roll the windows up when we were leaving church so that everybody else at church thought we had AC. Like,
I love
Hey,
that.
fake it till you make it, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Oh,
he'd
yeah.
be like, don't be wiping your face.
Yeah.
Don't be
Dude.
The beads of sweat.
Yeah.
Just like,
Dad, we're in a hot box right now. We
Dad,
need...
it's so hot in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, act like you're cold.
Hey, shiver.
Put your
Give a
jacket
shiver.
on.
Give a shiver.
Dad, can I get that jacket?
Right. I love that.
Man, this
That's
is fantastic.
great.
Hey, Erica, I honestly, words can't describe how we feel having you on this show. We thank you so much. We hope we can have you back again
100%.
shortly. We wish you the best, obviously.
Yeah, real quick, please plug all your social media, and then, yeah.
I love it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Definitely. So, website, we can find Erica on what's your social media?
Everything is Blue Smoke Blaire.
Blue Smoke Blaire.
I'll put all
Okay.
the links down below for y'all.
Okay.
Just Google it.
Cooking classes
It's like
coming
one
up.
link. Instagram.
There it is.
Yes, perfect.
There it is.
All right. Hey,
Erica.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.
Erica.
Have a great night, y'all.
Thank you.
I
We appreciate
it.
you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Dude. She might be my favorite guest we've ever had.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Super fun.
We're best
super
friends.
Charismatic.
She has no idea.
Who?
Erica.
And me?
And us as a group.
Oh, as a group.
Yeah. Brother Brisket.
I guess.
I think he was saying him.
I feel like he was.
I
too.
was saying that.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Yeah.
connection was more over here, but it's fine.
Okay. You would
Also,
say
whatever.
that.
I had like a whole page of questions that I was going to ask, but we never even got into it because it just flowed so well.
It did.
It
really
did.
did.
It did flow really well.
It doesn't
Yeah.
always go that way.
No.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know. It's like, and I think she mentioned it herself that she's a lawyer. I mean, she did
Yeah.
public defending down in Miami,
And the sommelier, how do you say that?
and she's a sommelier.
Sommelier,
She's
sommelier.
certified sommelier.
Yeah.
where she
so
is.
I said sommelier. I know how to say that kind of word. Right. Idiot. I'm sorry, Erica. I've screwed that up. But
We'll
what
work
that
on that.
means is she is a wine aficionado, right? And she's able to tell you the notes and tell you what you're looking
Yeah,
for
being
and,
certified,
and break it down.
You go through a class.
It's rigorous.
You learn
That's right.
all this stuff. It's like me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get into my my where I tasted like $1,000 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
and I could not taste the difference between $1,000 bottle of wine and a bottle of wine that was like, I don't know, like $20.
A $2 chuck.
Well,
My
I don't know.
palate is not that refined.
You should drink more wine.
I should.
I think you should drink more wine, and then you'll know. If you just drink one bottle of wine once a year, you're probably not.
Well,
Well, speaking
Maybe-
of drinking, maybe we should just drink something with our grabbing a brisket.
Beer review. Booyah.
James
better.
brought something for us tonight.
Getting
James,
better.
what'd you bring us?
hey, today we're not even going to mess around here. We're coming in with the St. Arnold's Brewery.
It's St. Arnold's is one of those beers that we always feel like we've tried them all, but we have not reviewed very many of them. So
That's right.
this one is the Double Down. Is that what we got here?
The Double Down. You might want to turn it upside down, just because the cold beer is sitting on the bottom.
Yeah. So this little lovely, little awesome beer right here, St. Arnold's Double Down, says all in on hops. It's 9.2% alcohol by volume. I do love the fact that it kind of looks like a playing card, right? That's kind of what they're emulating. And you've got the poker chips. You've also got St. Arnold over here where he has the stoic look and whatever. But it kind of reminds you of like I guess a king or a king of clubs, king of spades, king of whatever, right? He has that
King
same
of Texas.
look. Yeah, king of Texas, man. That's right.
That's Davy Crockett.
Beautiful. All right, so
Got his
double
Jim
IPA.
Bowie knife right in his hip.
Double IPA.
Double Down, double IPA, all in.
Just read that, James.
I love it.
Wait, did you see the alcohol content of this thing? 9.2?
I did say that as well.
Holy hooters.
Yeah. Okay, 9.
That good, huh?
9.2 is double hops. Super.
Did you quiver?
Super hoppy.
Was that a quiver?
It's quiver. It's actually pretty good, and it finishes really, really good.
Probably like a good maybe 2 or 3 sips before we give a score, right?
It's like a morning beer.
Yeah, you got to give this a minute. Don't go jumping scores yet. Give this a second.
I'm not gonna say, but this is a morning beer to me. I have one drink. I'm getting
It's very citrusy.
I'm getting that citrusy note to this. It's like breakfast.
I don't know if it's breakfast. I don't know if
some grapefruit, some
There's
tangerine.
grapefruit for sure.
This is great.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Big drink.
So-
Big drink.
I don't know if you mentioned, so St. Arnold's Brewery, I mean, they've been around for quite some time.
Yeah, they have. They're still independent, right?
1932.
They're still independent. Is that true?
I made that up. I have no idea.
That's not true. But it's still an independent brewing company. They did not sell out to the InBev or the Anheuser-Busch.
Yet.
They're not, and they're not going to.
Okay.
Unlike Karbach, which we know they did, little sellouts.
I still like them.
I love Karbach, right? I'm not going to say anything
That
about
Crawford Bach?
It's super good. But this beer, can we have one more drink, guys? Can we just take a drink around the table? Let's take another drink.
I have been.
Just take another drink. It's fine. Just get another drink in here.
My score goes down every time I taste it.
I don't know. I don't know if I love this or I hate this. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this beer.
I think this is a wonderful beer. Very wonderful.
Obviously, they're doubling down on the hop, so it's
Double
it's a
down.
very hop.
So double down
it's
is
kind
a
of like
play on cards, right? I'm doubling down in the thing. I guess what they're. It's,
get it,
It's
but-
a whole poker themed. You know.
I'm now starting to love like the hops.
Yeah.
I can't drink this beer
No.
over and over again.
No, it's
One or
Right.
two of these, and
you're one
I'm
and done.
good. But I'm getting to the point now where I like this.
Yeah. I look for
I
this.
love the flavor.
versus the Coors Light.
Right. I drink one Coors Light and it feels like, okay, I just had like a freaking glass
I
of
just
water.
hydrated.
Yeah.
With some flavor.
Yeah. If I wanted to sip a beer, boom, I'm pulling this thing out.
Yeah. 100%.
Whooping it out.
100%. And I love the little. You see this on a lot of their cans, but they always have the Texas logo somewhere floating around on these, and so you see it in a few places. I love that as well. You mind if I go first with the score?
Go for
I don't want to set the
Go for it.
tone with this, but I'm hoping to set some sort of tone. It's an 8.2. It's an 8.2 beer, and I'm gonna go more than this. It's yes, it is a hoppy beer, whatever, but it finishes so clean on this. It doesn't linger.
Right there, it does finish clean.
And I think that it does have a citrus flavor up front, which stays on in the back end. It's not the hoppiness ends and everything just kind of goes, but the citrus just lingers. I think it's a phenomenal beer, and for what it is, I think that's my score, man. Like I think that's where it sits on the scale for me personally. I hope that does sway you a little bit to be a little nicer
it's not.
to it. But yeah, I'm eager to see what y'all have.
All right. Well, I'll go next. It's really grapefruity, and I'm not a huge grapefruit fan, so I'm going 5.7.
So it's
That's
middle of
still
the road.
Middle of the
for you.
road. It's good beer.
It's still drinkable.
It's drinkable. It's just too much grapefruit.
Yeah.
Taste to me.
What you got, John or James? John.
Yeah, I'll let James finish off. I'll go first. It does have a lot of grapefruit, and I'm not a huge grapefruit guy, but for some reason in the beers, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: there's a lot of hops in this, but I feel like it's
On the front end though.
but it's totally covering how much alcohol is in this thing.
Yeah.
Like normally, with this much alcohol, it's got to be covered somewhere with sweet, with
Yep.
bitter, with something, or it's going to have a nasty bite. This does not have a bite at all, and it's a 9.2. That's crazy.
It's amazing.
So if you can stand the hops, or if you like the hops, this is a fantastic beer. Really.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 8.4. This is good
Dude.
beer.
Nice.
You're right there
really
with me.
good. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd like it.
I'll
Yeah.
come right on top of that. I'll follow it
I
up
don't
with.
know if you do that,
God
James.
dang it, dude. Why are my words hard?
I think you
I'm
should
going
just-
to make that a sound bite. Note to self, John, he will come right on top of that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Nope. I look over like,
Honestly,
nope.
we all have buttholes, so we celebrate that. We do. Thank you. It's kind of hard to come back from that, but I'm going to try. This is an awesome beer. I mean, it really is. I, for one, was not like a huge proponent for hoppy beers. The grapefruit flavored, the citrus. Like, I don't like that. But I think now as things progressed, I'm like, I actually don't mind it. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
This one right here, I think you hit the nail on the head. It was like the alcohol content is so high that it kind of just balances out a little bit. There is no like just weird bitter flavor.
It just
afterwards.
drops. It just finishes smooth,
It
man.
finishes smooth. It tastes great.
That's right.
I will buy this again. I'll keep it in the fridge. And with that being said, I'm probably going to just fall right in line and just give it a 9.2 along with the alcoholic.
There it is, James.
ABV.
Cheers to that, brother.
There it is.
Cheers to that.
I guess I fucked this one up.
That's a great
Yeah.
beer.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Everybody's got to.
It's always one guy.
Everybody's got to.
You drink a 6-pack of this, you're probably like running down the street with your pants down.
The funny thing is, if we had reviewed this 3.5 years ago when we started, this thing would have been sub 5 for probably
wouldn't have
all
been
of
six.
us.
Probably a lot of us, yeah.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been the same. But I'm starting to get jaded. I'm starting to really like and appreciate the St. Arnold.
They do have
beers.
a lot of good beers. They have a lot of them.
And a lot of theirs is like, there's no after bite that like lingers
Yeah.
with most of their beers. I mean,
This is a breakfast beer, man.
They've made it very palatable for like commercial. Like everybody can drink their beers.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not.
They've done a
yeah.
great job.
it doesn't just like hang in the back of your throat. There we go. God damn it. As soon as I said it,
That'll be another one. That's fantastic. Hey, while we're talking about sound bites, I mentioned last week that we were giving credit to Ryan Bain
For
the Jan's
Jan's
Bitch.
the
I mean,
thing,
we were
yeah.
giving credit to Greg, but
Greg.
it was actually Ryan.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and I tried to make it up to our friend Greg. I added some sound bites for him. I could share those.
Yeah, share them up, because I think everybody needs to have their 5 seconds of
So I actually did 2 different ones because they're kind of different. They're own fun little things, but
yeah.
Hey, Jan, you're a bitch.
Okay.
that was just a fun, quick.
Hey.
Like I could throw that in there anytime, you know.
Hey, Jan, you're a bitch.
stop
It's just
talking
good.
about my best friend.
I like
Yeah.
that. And then there's one if like if you forget and you're not sure if it's still a thing or not.
Yeah.
Jan, you're still a bitch.
You're still
there.
one.
Yeah, you're still
Oh.
there. Yeah.
Hey, his name was Ryan? What'd you say his name was?
No, Ryan is the other one. This is Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
I said, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
And honestly, Greg,
you scaly little manfish.
Greg gave us like 40
Fif-
voicemails
50
to
of
work
them.
with.
Yeah.
So I had to go through and like listen
sure
and,
you-
and pick like, oh,
I'm
I
sure-
really like that one or that one. It was
I'm sure it
really
was very painstaking
it was
for you to
fun
go through
for
that.
me.
Oh, okay,
It was like 3 hours of just like,
Just,
oh, it's so true.
Never get tired of that.
John's
Yeah.
coming out with the EDM like hot track, just like.
Well, speaking of songs, I have one more I'm going to share that I was going to share last week, but we had some technical issues. But
Just grab them in the brisket. Just grab them in the brisket.
that's our friend Brad Orson.
There it is, Brad
we're,
Orson.
We're trying to get him rescheduled. We were supposed to have him last week. We had some technical issues, but
We did. We had him on for a couple of minutes,
Right.
and it just
Listeners,
wasn't there.
yeah, it didn't work.
But we will definitely have him back on. So
Anyways, I hate to interject that right in the middle of the
Yeah.
grabbing a brisket,
just couldn't. Beer review.
but it felt like a good time
Yeah.
to do it, so I wanted to get it in there. Sorry about that, guys.
One drink.
Smooth stylings of the Grabbing the Brisket beer review. Cheers, fellows.
Cheers.
Awesome interview, awesome conversation that we had with Erica.
Man, tell you what. Tell you what.
I have a barbecue fail win.
Let's
Can
go.
I throw that in there real quick?
Yeah,
We have
let's
time
do
for that?
Yeah.
I would love that.
I'm looking at James. We have time?
Yes.
Okay. This is a quick one. And we got this through our email on our website. If you would like to send us a message, you can do that on our website.
That's right. We also have a telephone number.
Yep.
We're gonna
we
give
do
it
have a
out. We're
telephone
gonna give it out in
number.
a minute. So
Yep.
not right now. We'll give it out in a second. Call in our hotline. Give us the business.
Yeah.
Yep, we do.
And also, we do have new Grabbing the Brisket digs coming up soon. Mm-hmm. New Grabbing the Brisket studio, so please stay tuned
That's right.
Yes.
for that.
I know you find all that information on
We got
grabthebrisket.com.
sponsors.
Okay. The message is from Jason Murray, and he says, my barbecue win of the month snagged 2 Weber grills off of Facebook Marketplace for $50 each. It was a Spirit
Solid.
gas grill and a Master Touch kettle. Cleaned them up, flipped them for $350 profit. Turned that into an Oklahoma Joe Bronco. Got a hustle if you want to get the things you really want in life.
Dude,
That's
solid.
right. That's a barbecue win.
Totally different kind of win, but very cool. Like he's like, I really want a Bronco, but hey, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip that motherfucker.
Hey.
Can I just say right now, Oklahoma Joe, I know you guys are listening right now. This guy over here is flipping and trading to get your product.
He just traded up.
He's
He just
flipping Webers to
traded
get himself a Bronco. I
to
love
get
that.
a Bronco. Can we please maybe do something for this guy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oklahoma.
Also,
Well, what did he win?
He is going to get something.
he also gets his chance for Suckabusters. Everybody wants some Suckabusters. That's right, man. So you get a bottle of Sucklebuster seasoning sent to you from Sucklebusters, and I will just go out on a limb right now. Order the Chicks That Smoke. You're gonna love it. Okay, try it out for yourself. Order 2 bottles. Pay for 1, get 1 free. Because I know
What
as
are
soon
you
as
talking about?
well, I mean Sucklebusters.
Order 2 bottles, get 1 free. What does that mean?
Well, they're going to get one from us,
He's going to get one, yes. He's
and
going
then
to get
he
a free
needs to
one from
order
us.
one for himself because
Yes.
as soon as you get it, you're going to want to put it on everything, and you're going to notice you're going to run out really quick, and you're not going to have one.
That's
So
true.
you got to get that backup.
I like
price,
that.
Okay,
You are also in the running for our grand prize end of the year.
that's right.
That is true.
It's coming. It's coming quick. And there's only going to be... It's coming
It's
quick.
limited.
It's coming quick.
It's very limited.
You run
It's
the board,
very-
so we can never get sound bites.
It's very
of you.
limited.
That's accurate. Anyways, and there's only going to be maybe 52 at the very most entries for that. So
That's right.
if you want to get in on that, if you want to send in your barbecue wing, your barbecue fail, you will get a free bottle of Sucklebusters, and you will be entered. All
If-
you got to do...
Well, no, you don't get it for sending it in. You only get it for getting on the show. So
Yes.
it's got to be good, right? So call in, email in, grabthebrisket.com, go to our website. You can send us a link there or send us whatever.
Number is scrolling across the screen.
Go
if
to the
you're
phone
watching
number,
it.
voicemail. It is
434-829-2299.
That's right.
434-829-2299.
call in.
If we're not playing your message, like I can give you John's personal number. You can just call him.
Yeah, right,
and complain.
Yeah, I won't edit that
and his
out.
address. But yeah, so but once you get on, as soon as you get on, so if your voice gets on the show, or if you write in and we read your story out, not only are you getting the Sucklebusters, but you're also getting the chance for our end of the year giveaway,
It's
which
going to be badass.
it's going to be freaking awesome.
Bad
Yeah,
ass.
we're gonna. Can I win
Do
this? By
not
the way,
want to miss out.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Okay.
I will
Sorry.
say though, the folks that leave a voicemail, you're more likely to get on the show, just because it's easier for me.
to play it.
Right.
Right.
It's much
Believe.
easier to hit play than to try to count on somebody to read this when they're intoxicated.
I'm not.
Crazy.
So grabthebrisket.com. There's all the links there. Again, we've already said the phone number, but go there.
Yeah, go there.
Send us your messages.
We have recipes that we're posting on there. We have videos. All of our other TikTok and our social, all our other accounts that we have.
Yeah.
They're all sitting there.
If you have any questions, also, we love answering questions on this.
Our swag shop, right?
still a bounty.
I'm telling you,
There's true. There is a bounty.
Let's do this. Check it out. Check it out for yourself. Give us some feedback, whether you like the show, don't like the show. That's what we really like. We really want the feedback. We want to know how we're doing. If there's something you really like about the show, tell us. If there's something you absolutely hate about the show, well, then keep it to yourself. It's very simple. You know what I mean?
Hey, if you want to call in and tell us what a butthole Jan is,
Yeah. Well, keep it to yourself.
hey, I'll make you
I'll
own
make you
little,
famous.
little button here to play it on the
Yeah.
show.
I'll make you famous.
Please, somebody else call in and talk shit about
Please.
Jan.
Hey,
Please, for the
don't
love of
do
God,
that.
do it. Do it.
Don't talk about
Bet.
Don't talk about my best friend. Like
If you're gonna do it, might as well do Alex too. Just do both of them.
Bet.
One
Yes.
of these days, somebody's going to come up, Team Jan, and they're going to call up and they're go,
Yeah.
fuck that guy, John.
And
we
you know
got it?
what?
Do
Y'all
we
will
got it?
never fucking know about it.
Yeah. Right. Fucking gatekeeper over here. Gatekeeping all
it
of that.
probably happens every week. We just don't know.
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
been like 8,000 messages. God, that John's an asshole.
No, right.
I just go in there and edit it. It says John's a bitch. But
John.
I change it. I just like,
Hey, John. Right.
What,
right.
Jan.
What are you doing? What were you doing with your hand right
I
there?
was doing the this is the Jan's a bitch hand motion.
Oh, shit.
That's
So
Anywho.
handshake or
All
something.
right.
Okay,
I
look.
think we need to wrap
Can
this
I just
up.
go into just like, as always,
As always.
every week,
Yeah.
we're super appreciative of the people that tune in and listen. We love all the fans that jump on our social media
Mega fans.
platforms that chime in and give us the shout outs, give us the likes,
Hey,
give us the questions.
Don't go into that.
Love that
Without
shit.
you, we couldn't be doing this.
No, I was
'Cause
never
let me
doing
tell
that.
you, we could be, okay? Nobody would listen. We're still going to be pumping this thing out, right? Is that real? Is that
No,
real?
that's accurate.
That's accurate, right?
Yeah.
Because we do this for us first, and then and we actually did sell this to all of our significant others that we have to do a podcast. But really and truthfully, it's just a way for 5 of us to hang out, have fun, and meet during the middle of the week, and maybe have a
Exactly.
few cervezas and talk barbecue.
And
you know?
beers, yep. That's good.
And I think that same premise or that same, well, I will say that same premise has been extended out to all the listeners, all the people that have joined that Grabbing the Brisket community, because I feel like everybody is just right there with us.
They are.
All just like, hey, it's fucking Thursday. We're going to get a beer. Let's
Yeah.
everybody get together and let's just drink.
I'm driving home from
beer.
work. I've already got 2 tall boys sitting in the console. I'm going to sip these all the way home while I listen to Grabbing the Brisket. And I'm like, let's go,
We
baby.
do not condone drinking and driving.
Yeah, of course we do.
Well, it's better than his wanting to drink
Yeah.
in the morning on the way to work. So
The
No,
morning,
I
morning
don't.
beers.
I don't fall. Listen, if it's dark outside, you can drink, whether it's 5 in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. Okay.
Okay, James, please wrap this
Thank you.
thing up.
As always, honestly, guys and gals, it's been phenomenal talking barbecue with you.
Damn, he got
Peace.
serious. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We've been great.
smoke on.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great. Wait, did you already say that? Ah, shit. Okay.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to SUCKLEBUSTERS BBQ Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, Cooley Nation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dow Strong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.